Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and Matt Flynn.
Okay, here we go.
Where the plays get broken down and science gets denied.
Hey, they said I got to come off the bench.
Hour 2 of Off the Bench, live from the Raising Cane studio.
All right, welcome back in. OTB here live from the Raising Cane studio. Jake, Flynn, Alondra, Tay-Tay, all here with you. And also that bad joke that Flynn keeps trying. They'll be here for a couple more segments, I have to imagine.
It's going to hit. I mean, it already has.
Sure. I'm going to stand up. You know why? Because I saw a study that if you sit down, like a lot of people sit down for work, 9 to 5, if you're in a cubicle, like you're sitting down for a long time. It's like the effects that sitting down can do to your body.
Okay.
If you sit for 6 hours or more a day. Because there's some people, like, if I wanted to, I'd sit down for 6 hours. I do 2 shows, 3 hours apiece. That's 6 hours. Studies aren't great, bud.
What do they
Your
show?
body pretty much just, like, deteriorates.
But what if you do other things throughout the day to offset the 6 hours?
I don't think it matters.
Like if you work out,
It feels like because everything's just like,
settles.
yeah, basically.
What about when you sleep?
I guess because you're laying down and not sitting down.
So we should lay down. Lay down.
Should we get some cots in here?
Not a big deal. Big brain. That's why I throw my legs up like this. You see that? Keeps
Yep.
the blood flowing.
I don't know. I saw it and it made me feel like immediately like an old, you know what? I don't know. Look, we can ask Doc about it tomorrow. I'm just saying that I saw it.
Well, you are supposed to, like on long flights, you're supposed to get up and walk around a little bit, stretch. We saw Russell Wilson doing it on the plane.
I've heard about Russ doing it.
You're supposed to do that. Or compression socks.
Like the old man socks?
Yeah, on a long flights.
Are you
You're supposed
really?
to wear compression socks.
I missed that.
Mm-hmm. So blood will settle. You don't want to do that.
Maybe Russ was ahead of his game.
I don't know if you said that right. Ahead of his time, maybe.
I don't know. Time, game. Russ doesn't have either of them.
Possibly, but it was cringeworthy.
I would have loved to have been the guy like, hey, is our starting quarterback doing high knees in the middle of the aisle?
What's this guy's deal? Is he for real?
Oh, yes. Yes, he was. Tay-Tay, you're going to really enjoy, because I saw you put it in the doc, your BFF, Ty Benefield.
Yes.
No,
You are going to love how much the defensive staff the other day, when I was talking with them, waxed poetic about your guy. How validated are you feeling right now about where he's at?
I mean, he's a stud. I mean, the minute he entered the transfer portal, I was like, wait a minute. That's the guy I watch. Because, we were all watching a lot of Boise State games a couple years ago.
Yeah, you chasing bets at night after you lost some money all day. Yeah.
And, I mean, he stood out for years. I mean, what did he have last year? 105 tackles, 8.5 tackles for a loss with like 3 picks. I mean, there's nothing the guy can't do.
You pair him with like Tamarcus Cooley, and it's a good defensive backfield.
That's how you have 5 interceptions in a scrimmage.
Yeah. Like right now, like if everybody stays healthy, which is a big if, I get it, it's football. If everybody stays healthy on that side of the football, like there is no reason like that shouldn't be championship level defense. You finally went and got an edge rusher that makes you feel really good. Because, like, you took edge rushers last year, but you took a guy who, look, it is what it is. We took one guy whose better year was early in his career, was never able to really replicate that. And then you took Jack Pybron, who was more of a meathead, set the edge, which is okay, but like he wanted to play more on third downs, but that's what he was. And that's okay to be that kind of player, but that's who he is. He's an outside guy that's going to set the edge, be really good in the run game. And you had 3 sacks. Those two guys combined had 3 sacks. Think about like the defense considering not getting after the quarterback in a traditional way. Now Blake had, he came up with a lot of different blitz packages and corner cats and safeties and backers coming, which he had to. But if you get what you think you're going to get out of the edge rushers you got this year, like Prince Will is somebody that we've seen do it in the SEC. So, and look, you lost Gabe Relaford, so that you're going to take a hit there. It's not going to be ever a good thing that you lose one of your guys you were counting on being a starter, but if they get that, it only helps the back end. So with DJ Pickett, Tamarcus Cooley, Benefield, P.J. Woodland, Deshaun Spears, you have the core to be able to be a top defense. You add, a linebacker that has started multiple years in the SEC. You hope Whit Weeks gets fully healthy. Yeah, they dominated the scrimmage, which they should have. But if you stay healthy and if you get any production from one of your edge rushers that you brought in, I think we're talking about a top 20 defense in the country.
Well, you were just talking about the pass rush, and I saw a lot of people the other day say, yeah, LSU brought in a lot of highly recruited defensive tackles. Where's the edge rushers? I can tell you on Saturday, Deuce Gerald's played a lot on the edge as well. They've kind of moved him from inside to outside a little bit. He's kind of playing that hybrid. Like I gave Matt the roster, so I don't have it in front of me, but I think Deuce Gerald's is like 275. So I mean, if he stays that weight, he might play more on the edge. I mean, that's a guy that's athletic enough to do it, and he made plays on Saturday.
You're going to have Lamar Brown coming in, too.
Mm-hmm.
Lamar is certainly athletic enough to be able to go back and forth, inside and outside.
And I think getting any production from a defensive end is going to be a luxury.
Yeah, because you didn't get it. You just didn't get any last year.
There's 2 positions, and it just takes one. There's 2 positions that make a defensive coordinator's job really easy, and that's a really good corner, and that's a really good defensive end. And why does that happen? Because if you have a good corner like we did last year, it makes the job of being a defensive coordinator a lot easier in pass coverage. Right? You don't have to call so many exotic looks. You don't have to try to trick them, tick them. You can just play because you got one side of the field locked down. If you have a defensive end that is a good pass rusher, it makes your job easier because you don't have to create exotic looks to create advantages and mental errors on the offense to get pressure. You can get pressure with a 4-man rush. You also can command double teams, which allows other people to make plays and do things. So those 2 things, if you have a good defensive end, if you have a good corner, it makes a defensive coordinator's job a lot easier. And last year you had one, but you had absolutely nothing from the other, right? From that standpoint. Yeah, you had good high-effort guys that played – they maximized their skill set to what it was. And it just wasn't, let's get a bunch of high sacks. What the leading sack for LSU was 3 last year? 3 sacks?
I think it's what we had. It was from a linebacker, yeah.
Yeah, so
your 2 edge rushers combined for 3.
If you can get somebody to, at least scratching at double digits, like you're going to be really happy with that. It's going to make Blake Baker's job a lot better, and he's proven to be one of the best in the country, if not the best in the country, at creating different looks. But certainly the defensive backfield looks really good, and that's awesome to say after you lose A.J. Halsey and Mansour Delane. And after you lose those guys and say, hey, man, this is going to be
2 draft picks, probably both going to be in the first 2 rounds of the draft.
This is going to be one of the strengths of our team next year. That's a great thing for us to say. So if we can couple that with somebody stepping up from that defensive end standpoint and threatening and being a consistent threat, somebody that the offensive coordinator has to pinpoint on a game plan.
A Monday starter.
When it's 3rd and 8 in an obvious passing situation, he has to call a play with that guy in mind.
Yeah. If you don't have somebody on the edge, it's not a Monday starter. What's a Monday starter? On Monday morning when we meet for the first time, I start my meeting with this guy. Mm-hmm. If you don't have him in the SEC right now, that's troublesome. Because then you can kind of, as an offensive coordinator, you can erase that out of your mind. Then you start working on the blitz stuff. because you don't have to worry about the 4-man stuff because they're not going to bring just 4. How many times did LSU bring at least 5 last year? So at least added 1 guy to the rush 55% of the time. They brought 5 more than they brought 4. Okay? How many times did they have to bring a corner off the edge? 10% of the time. 10. How many times did the slot corner have to blitz? 15% of the time. Those are high numbers, which is okay because Blake's aggressive and that's what he's going to do. But imagine if you could keep the offense on their toes and they didn't have to know that you have to bring at least 5 to get pressure.
I think that's part of his DNA a little bit too.
It is.
Corner blitz is really hard to see in college. Slot corner is not really a thing, but
when a corner's in the slot,
this is nickel. You call it Sam. Nickel Sam.
Well, when he blitzes.
Hey, the corner from the boundary though is really hard to see. That's why Blake loves it.
He does, and it works.
I used to see it pre-snap coming, and it's like, oh man, they're going to get to him because nobody's looking at a corner blitz in college. They're going to get him. Going to get there in time.
So it is part of what he wants to do, which is great. 6 or more, 16.4% of the time. 7 or more, only 3% of the time. But it is a part of what they want to do. But again, when you can try to bluff it, like Flynn's talking about, show it, and then drop out of it because you know that you're sending 4 and somebody's going to get home, that puts the quarterback in a mistake because he's throwing hot off the corner, and all of a sudden he throws right to one of your defenders.
Yep. In the offense, what your goal is on obvious passing downs is to create pressure on the defense, putting pressure on their zones, stressing their zones out, right? So the faster you can get guys out of route concepts, and, a lot of times in third and mid to long, so 3rd and 7+, let's say, most of the times you're going to see some sort of zone coverage. Now, you might see some 2-man. You're not going to see a whole lot of, just straight, rushing 4 guys, or maybe green dogging with a 5th and playing press man on those on that down and distance. You're not going to see a lot. So you're going to see zones a lot of the time. So it's how fast can we create pressure on these zones. If you got to curl flat, I got to put pressure on you. I got to make you make a decision. And the faster you can get on a route concept, the more pressure you put on them. That's why you always you don't want 2 receivers next to each other because you got one guy covering 2 people, right? So, but you can't do that a lot of times.
You don't want 2 receivers next to each other?
Well, okay, so LSU last year thought it was a good idea sometimes because you have double the chance of catching it. But if you have these defensive ends that can create, what you have to do, you have to either keep tight ends in, you got to keep running backs in to give your tackle a little bit extra help, or you got a thump chip that makes them hesitate and wait a split second longer, a half second or a full second sometimes to get out in that concept, which does not create pressure on those zone defenders. So, look, if you can't get home with 4 guys, what's to stop the offense from just doing 5-man protection, getting 5 guys out in route concepts, and that's what happens when you can't. So I think that is a very important position to watch for everybody. I think someone just said in the chat that it doesn't really matter how good your DBs are if you got an elite pass rush, which is kind of true. It's nice to have both, but we just want some sort of pass rush this year that is not manufactured with creative looks and different pressures and disguises. You want to manufacture with 4 guys, and that's something that we did not have this past year.
Yep.
And still had a good defense.
Yeah, that's kind of my point. And still had a defense that kept you in a lot of games. Certainly at the end of the Oklahoma game. They were basically throwing a perfect game until they had one busted coverage, and one busted coverage cost them the game. Mm-hmm. But they were dialing it up. That's how bad it was. Think about that. They literally, they were 8 2/3, had struck out 14 batters, didn't walk a soul.
They were Paul Skeens.
They were Paul Skeens, and they throw one bad pitch, got too much of the plate.
What a comp.
Guy hits it over the fence.
2025 LSU defense was Paul Skeens for the Pittsburgh Pirates.
Yeah, had to be perfect.
Had to be perfect.
You imagine what that's like too, mentally for the coaches on that side of the football.
We know what it's like because they told us.
That's true. I was trying to set it up so much better. Yeah, that's kind of true. They did tell us. But to feel like you have to be in the SEC, like you feel like, man,
Yeah.
you got to be.
When Frank Wilson takes over as head coach and your defensive coordinator says, "Hey, Frank, can we run one like short yardage and running drill?"
Yeah.
Running.
So our guys can see it.
So we can just practice a normal play.
All right, we got.
All right, let's not do this.
Don't do that.
It's Tuesday. It's our favorite day.
We've moved on from this.
I don't know if we have.
Well, we will eventually. All right, we'll take a break. More OTB when we come back here live from the Raising Cane's studio.
Off the bench.
All right, go to russellpools.com. Russellpools.com, the website for Russell Pool Company. Now, when you go to the website, I want you to do a couple things. First off, I want you to check out the financing options they have right there on the homepage of the website. They're going to be able to work with you. I also want you to check out the gallery of work that they've got right there on the homepage, because you might be thinking, I know exactly what I want my dream pool to look like. I've been dreaming about it for a decade, and that's probably true. But also, you might see something that you didn't know was possible on their gallery of work, because they've done so many different things that you want to add to your dream pool. So have that conversation, have them come out, sit down, walk through it with them, because they're going to be able to do something incredible in your backyard. RussellPools.com.
That's the thing about a dream pool. Sometimes you don't really know what that dream is until you see it, until somebody can describe it to you. They can draw it up for you. And that's what they do at Russell Pool. Whatever you want or you think you want, they can completely take you from start to finish. They got 2 landscape architects on staff, so you don't have to like go find an architect and introduce them to the pool company. No, everything under one roof. RussellPools.com.
Off the bench with Jacob Hester and Matt Flynn. Presented by Community Steel.
All right, welcome back in. OTB here live from the Raising Cane's studio. I always want to remind you about our friends over at Ochsner. If you're not sure where to go when you're not feeling your best, Ochsner Health makes it simple with the right care, the right place. You start with Ochsner's 24/7 symptom checker. Just answer a few questions and get guided to the care that you need. Visit ochsner.org/findcare. For routine checkups, headaches, or managing things like high blood pressure, that's primary care. And you can even schedule virtual visits at ochsner.org/brprimary. Need immediate help for things like sprains, fevers, or minor injuries? Urgent Care has you covered with walk-ins and extended hours. You can find a location at ochsner.org/UC. And for serious and life-threatening symptoms like severe chest pain or trouble breathing, go straight to the ER, call 911. Plus, with the My Ochsner virtual visits, care is always within reach. Download the app today at ochsner.org/myo. All right. Unfortunately, we're just talking whole segment about LSU's defense. Tay-Tay, I'm going to throw this one to you. There's a report that LSU is going to be without one of their defenders after getting hurt over the weekend.
Yeah, Aiden Anding, redshirt freshman corner, who had a really good scrimmage. He had 2 interceptions in that scrimmage, has torn his Achilles, and it happened on Saturday during the scrimmage. I was telling you guys during break, I'll credit Hunt on this one, and I'm sure he doesn't want to be credited with something like this, but he called it immediately. We were sitting right next to each other at the scrimmage. He goes, I think Aiden Anding's hurt bad, because obviously it's non-contact. Trainers immediately ran out, kind of carried him off, no weight on it, put him on the training table, pads off, didn't come back. I mean, that all happened within like 2 or 3 minutes, and we're kind of speculating on what happened. This actually happened on an interception. He picked off Husan Longstreet, kind of right there on the hashes, about a 10-yard pass, and immediately fell down. And trainers ran out. Nobody saw what happened. Again, didn't get hit. So you always hate the non-contact injuries, but he was running second-team DB with that second-team secondary unit, and he made some plays out there. I know he was a highly recruited guy coming out of high school. Again, redshirted last year, but yeah, really unfortunate news. A guy who looked like he was going to be in the mix.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, and unfortunately they do. I think that's one of those injuries you know pretty quickly.
Yeah,
as there's not much diagnostics that needs to be run on that. It's pretty much no.
yeah.
That's we wish him a speedy.
It's
recovery.
a brutal rehab. Just is.
Yeah.
I mean, Aaron Rodgers tried to come back the year he did it with the Jets. He was trying everything he could. He was trying to see every doctor he could, anything he could.
He would have if they would have been mathematically into it. He shouldn't have, but he
Right.
he would have.
Well, the roster has him listed as a sophomore, so he may not have redshirted. It must have been a bunch of special teams. I mean, he didn't play a ton on like the 11-on-11 defense, but I mean, he got in there a little bit, obviously. But yeah, he was a guy they were working closely with, like in the spring. Like Baker was working with him a lot, and just hate to see it.
Again, man, like it blows my mind how many Achilles injuries there are this day and age.
Yeah.
It's one of those things that, I mean, up until like the last 6-7 years, like you never saw it. Like rarely you would see it.
Yeah.
And you are seeing it as commonplace now. I don't understand it. I mean, I guess you could say people are bigger, stronger, faster, and, more explosive, more whatever it is. But my goodness, it's scary out there how many Achilles, because it is a serious injury and it's a serious rehab, and it's not a fun one. Now, it's completely rehabable. It's not it doesn't have to be
a career-ending
injury, but my goodness, it's just like, think about it. Like, I know we brought it up on here and talked about it, but like, how many Achilles do you remember seeing in the 2000s, 2010s, the 90s? Like, maybe it happened a couple times, but it's pretty prevalent this day. And I don't understand why, and I don't understand what the correlation is, but I don't know what the coincidences are.
No, I remember. I mean, you're right. Like when Kobe did his, and then you saw like a wave of NBA players start to do it. Kevin Durant, it happened to him. Is that what Jason Tatum did?
Yep.
If I'm not
just
mistaken?
got back from it.
Yeah. So like in the NBA, it's
crazy,
really prevalent.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I don't know.
Maybe it just wasn't that. Maybe we just didn't hear about it. Maybe they were there. We just didn't hear about it. But I feel like
I'm with
we
you.
would
I
have.
It's been a ton.
Yeah.
So I don't know what you correlate to that, but unfortunately for LSU and for the player, that's a year-long injury, and you hope that he would be back for spring next year, like ready to go fourth quarter program spring next year. That is not an easy rehab, and certainly some bad news there for the player and for the Tigers.
Someone said maybe due to more turf fields out there. I mean,
it happens in basketball a lot too.
Happens in basketball. I mean, this one happened on grass, but like I get it. They are on turf fields more throughout the. And maybe it's just the torque that humans can put on different parts of the body. We talked about like concussions were more prevalent because people are bigger, stronger, faster, and your skull's not really getting thicker. And maybe it's just more like you're more explosive with your lower body. You got more muscles. You're faster. You're being told to do different things, more explosive things, and tendons aren't getting any stronger. I don't know. And it's again. My brother's a doctor, so I can speak on this.
You're doctor adjacent.
Doctor adjacent. Right?
It's in his blood.
It's in the family. It's family business.
Oh, that's always kind of been my
He's
theory.
also his father's a lawyer.
So
brother's a doctor. So
go over any contracts, I can do that.
The explosiveness of athletes has always kind of been my theory. Like I remember I was watching Jason Tatum when it happened last playoffs, and Victoria was sitting next to me. She's like, "Oh, that'd be awful if that happened to us." And I was like, "That can't happen to us." She's like, "Why?" I was like, "We're not explosive enough athletes." I was like, I think we're good on that one.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, don't expect this one to happen to Tay-Tay.
I mean, I told Doc it's because the 1-9er vaccines,
The what?
COVID vaccines. That all started when that happened.
I thought you said the 49er vaccine.
I said 1-9er.
Oh, okay. I was like, is he trying again?
No.
1-9er.
I wasn't.
Okay.
I wasn't. I could have, but I didn't.
Okay. All right. Thank God. Oof. I felt bad for you. All right. When we come back, we will do a little OTB mailbag. Now, we can answer those questions inside the chat. We don't want to send those to the text line, right? We want to send mailbags to the chat, right?
You can do either or.
All right, you can do
either
or.
one.
What's the number?
225-499-1045.
There you go.
You can text us.
Send your OTB mailbag questions through the text line. You can send them through the chat, and we will get to as many as we can here on this Tuesday edition of OTB.
Off the bench.
All right, when your AC goes out, it is an emergency. Go to emsair.net for Emerson Heating and Air. And listen to this. If another AC company tells you that you need a full system replacement, Emerson will come out and give you a free second opinion if you mention you heard it here on OTB. That's right, a free second opinion for OTB listeners. They also offering free quotes and financing on system replacements, and they specialize in everything from residential and commercial installs to production, builder homes, and even multi-million-dollar custom builds. And it is back. The $89 OTB Spring AC Service Special. That's normally $130, but right now, just for OTB listeners, it's $89. So again, when your AC goes out, it is an emergency. Go to emsair.net. That's emsair.net for Emerson Heating and Air.
Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and Matt Flynn. Presented by Community Steel.
Hello. Welcome back. What's happening? OTB. Raise the Cane Studio. Tuesday shows brought to you by Community Steel Co. CommunitySteelCo.com. Buildings, sheeting, components. You see the yellow right behind us.
Yellow looks so good.
Right there. Yellow. Yellow. Yellow.
Yellow.
Are you a yellow or a yellow?
Yellow Ledbetter, one of the better songs made.
Alondra, are you a that's yellow or that's yellow?
It's yellow.
Okay, good for you. Tay-Tay?
Yellow.
Nah, you're from Walker. It's yellow.
Yeah.
All right, it's time for OTB Mailbag.
Special delivery! I have this special delivery for off the bench. And look, it is marked most urgent.
We'll be writing to you.
The internet.
What the is the internet?
All right, remember, you can get your OTB Mailbag questions inside the chat. You can also text us. Let's see if I remember the number. 225-499-1045.
There's really just 3 numbers that you have to remember.
499?
Yeah.
Yeah. I say 318 a lot.
But we're in the 225.
What's your spirits in 318? What's your area code in Tyler?
903.
903.
It's a good one. That's elite.
I still have my San Antonio area
I still
code.
have my 318.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm still 210. Countdown City, baby. Go Spurs,
I'm
go.
225, baby. I'm 225. By choice. I had to get off my parents' plan.
Finally.
Finally.
Yeah, they kicked you out.
Yeah. They said 40's enough. That's it.
They were like, Matt, you got drafted, went to the NFL, and have since retired. I think it's time to
Get off the family plan. Fine.
I had people on my family plan when they were like successful in life and like established, and I just continued to forget they were on the family plan. And then finally, like, I've got so many children that needed cell phones. I'm like, guys, y'all got to
Some
go.
of y'all got to get
Set
off.
it
I
and
got
forget
to
it.
get out of here because I've got now 3 kids that have cell phones on the plan.
Yeah.
So you got to get out of here.
Gross.
You're coming for that.
Gross. Not until they're 22.
Until they're what?
22. Not until they drive.
Oh, okay. I got a text.
Okay.
All
I
right.
got a text.
Yeah.
Oh, y'all never watched
Oh,
Love
that's
Island.
Love Island.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
I've seen the
They'd be
clip.
like,
Oh,
though.
trust
I got
me.
a
Victoria
text.
watches
Yeah.
Love Island.
Okay.
I've seen the meme.
Well, I got one. Ask the bench. Have you had a soft serve margarita yet? I have not, but I want one so
A what?
bad.
Yes.
A
Yes, I
soft
have.
serve
A
margarita.
saucer?
Soft
Soft serve like yogurt.
Oh.
Yeah. No,
Yeah,
like
soft
a
serve.
like an ice cream soft serve
Yeah.
margarita
Yeah.
thing. That's a new trend. I've been seeing it on the internet, but I
Vanilla
haven't seen
soft
it.
serve?
No,
Or is it like the
No,
ice
it's like
cream?
it's like
flavored as
It's
margarita.
margarita
Yeah.
flavored.
Like
It's
they have the
margarita flavored.
strawberry, they have the regular old margarita, and they just put it in a soft serve machine and they
Love some
serve it
soft
to you.
serve.
Where
It is-
can you find
It's
it
got
here?
So-
it's got the alcohol in it.
Everybody,
It's got the alcohol
pretty
in
much
it.
every Mexican restaurant around here has it now. I think Superior
Stop it.
might have one.
Shut up.
Casa Maria and Watson, the owner of it, he's actually the one that brought it to the area. That's where I went and got it a couple weeks ago. They were one of the first ones, and got a strawberry mango, really good.
I'm looking at it right now. It looks fancy. I
great.
mean, is it better than a regular margarita?
So
Oh, it does look
it
fancy.
depends. Like the soft serve is very like sherbet ice cream. It's kind of what it tastes
Okay,
like. Like
all
if you
right.
get like
I
a
love
tub of
sherbet.
sherbet.
I don't
with
even
some
love
alcohol mixed in
margaritas,
it.
but you are talking me into
Okay, I
them.
was really excited when you first said it, but the more I think about this now, I don't like. It's kind of like, would you rather go to TCBY or get a snow cone?
That's a
You know what I mean?
great question.
Think of
Like,
like,
do you want a snow cone or do you want soft serve ice cream?
Or do you
Well, I
I
would
like
try
both,
it
so
just
it
to
depends on
try
what
it.
mood I'm in.
I guess so.
I would try it just to
Absolutely.
do
I
it.
mean,
Yeah.
a snow cone,
sure.
wedding cake with some Eagle brand on it.
yeah, it was good. I'm glad I tried it. They had a non-alcoholic one that we got from Victoria, and it was actually really good too. So it's more like, do you want an icy,
Bless
an
you.
alcoholic icy, or like
God bless
alcoholic
you.
Thank you.
ice cream?
Interesting.
All right, I'll just try
Okay.
those out. I have to see who has them. We'll,
Every time I
we'll
hear
report back.
Every time I hear someone talk about Casa Maria, I always think
Casa
about
Maria,
the
by
South
the way.
Park episode Casa Bonita. Casa Bonita.
I love Casa Maria. It's good. Hashtag OTB Mailbag. If Elon Musk offered you $2 billion
Yep.
to take a pill today and sleep for 20 years, but your life is also extended by 20 years, are you doing it?
No, because I don't
miss your
get the
kids
20
growing up.
years that I slept back.
Yeah,
My life
all
didn't
right.
get extended.
Hey, you ever seen Interstellar?
Yeah. You've run that movie if you haven't seen it.
Okay, Brian LeBlanc, who was
Don't
a
laugh.
winner, he was a winner of the Hondo Rodeo tickets
Yep.
this last week. He just sent me pictures
Stop it.
of him at Creed, and
Let's
it looks like
go.
such a good time.
Arms wide
Oh my gosh, he's like right in the front. Like he's got a really good shot of Scott Stapp on here.
Let's go. Nice. Well done.
His jeans are tight.
Yeah, well, I mean,
He's he
gotta be
he
able to
don't
count
care.
the change in your
Yeah.
pocket, right?
Right?
Hashtag OTB Mailbag. What shows are y'all watching right now?
The Pit.
Love The
Although,
Pit.
unfortunately, there's only one episode left,
Yeah,
season
definitely watching The Pit right now. I need some more though. I kind of ran through all the shows that I was watching. I need some more.
We're watching Dexter Resurrection.
Okay, how's that?
It's really good, actually. If you were a Dexter fan of like the OG Dexters,
I never started it, but people love it.
see,
So,
you're in a great spot then.
Yeah.
It's time to start it because they're fantastic. If you're a fan of the original Dexters, they had like this one where he was set in like Canada or something.
Yeah.
It is okay if you wanted just a Dexter fix, but this one's kind of like back to the basics.
Really?
But
So I watched the original Dexter.
Dexter,
Yeah, I
like
love
all the seasons, like 5 or 6 seasons, whatever.
I think it was 8.
8? Was it?
It would have
8?
been better if you stopped after 5, but
Yeah,
It was.
it's good. I'm enjoying it, and I'm finishing up Andor as well.
me and Alondra about to start season 2 of Running Point.
Oh, because of your
Hell yeah.
cards.
I got sucked into Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, so I'm on it.
Oh,
Remember
you
we were-
love some trash TV.
I do, but like, remember we were talking about that girl and she was throwing like a chair and she was supposed to be on The Bachelorette, but then they canceled The Bachelorette
Yep.
season.
Yep.
So I was like, you know what? Whatever. I'm going to start this show because Jake's right. I love trash
Yeah.
TV.
Mm-hmm.
So I started it. Everybody sucks on the show. I hate them all. So it's
Perfect.
going really well.
I saw that girl, the Bachelorette, that got canceled. I saw
Yeah.
her with Stephon Diggs recently.
No way.
Not in real life, but on the Twitter machine.
You got again?
I mean, there's a picture. I mean, I don't know why anyone would fake that.
Because
they fake
Stephon
everything.
Diggs is like
Isn't he like
with
with
every
Cardi
girl
B?
ever. I mean,
Maybe.
he's her baby daddy for
Yeah,
sure.
that's true. I mean, I guess his wither is a loose term.
Oh, I am watching Detective Hole. It's in Norwegian, so it's dubbed,
Sure.
but it's on Netflix. Really good. It's really good. Like whoever dubbed it. Like I usually can't watch those. It
Yeah.
kind of distracts me.
There's some good ones.
They
out
did a
there.
nice
The
job
dub
where
is-
it matches up, and the accents don't sound.
I watched one that
really
was
fake.
a Norwegian one. It was about Thor.
Oh yeah.
I watched that
well,
one too.
the guy who plays the detective in The Killing,
Oh, he's in that
he's
one.
in this, and
Huh.
he's speaking Norwegian, but he's
speaks
also
Norway.
but he dubbed it
He
in
speaks
English.
Norway.
Nice.
Yeah.
Over by the fjord.
All right, let's see. I saw another one. Oh, there. Hashtag OTB Mailbag. What's the weirdest pregame ritual y'all have ever seen while in the NFL? I never understood the guys that wanted to get a good pump in before they went out there. Like that always I why are we doing that? Why are we doing the bands and push-ups before we go out? Like, why are we trying to look jacked in pregame warm-ups and your arms are going to be probably sore when you go out there for the real game? Like,
Yeah,
I never understood that.
There was people that would put the Vaseline on their arms, make them shiny, get the band pumps, get a lot of curls going, make them pop a little bit, get them ready for a selfie.
Yeah,
they did that, but I would see when we were in Lambos, like in December, and we'd have a visiting team come. I think they wanted to prove to us like that the cold wasn't going to bother them, and they'd go out in the pre-game, in their shirts off.
Yeah.
That was always
Mac
weird
Hollins.
too.
I was about to say the most iconic pregame is like at Tennessee when their shirts off and it's super cold outside. Who were they playing? It was Tennessee, and they were out there.
Ohio State in the playoffs, right?
Yeah, and they were out there and they were like doing the bands and stuff, and they were all shirtless, and then they ended up losing.
Yeah, they were trying to.
It's like
was it Penn State?
They
or Ohio
would
State?
they would
Either way,
take their
they were
shirts
trying
off in front of us, and we're like, hey, bud, we live here. Like, you got to bundle up.
Yeah.
It's all about keeping the core temp warm.
That's a good way to get frostbite, bud.
That's right, buddy.
I like the John Henderson clip when he has the
slap.
trainer like slap him in the face. He's like, hit me harder.
That's a good one.
slapping
I saw
him.
some people there was people that would slap each other.
John
Yeah.
Henderson was also a psycho. So.
They like that. Harbaugh likes to hit the quarterback's pads before the game.
Yep. We were just really specific about like when we go out for pregame and stuff, about going out in the same order, the same people. We would do like the same like headbutts and handshakes
right.
and fist bumps and all that.
Yep.
And there's this button in the Green Bay tunnel that goes out that they do. They do Lambeau Field tours all the time.
Yeah.
And there's this button you can push when you walk out that has like the announcement. It has like the crowd noise playing. It's like, and the 2-time, whatever, 8-time world champions, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And it's like they're announcing the team.
Yeah.
And so like fans that are going to do a
Lambeau tour.
Lambeau tour, they get that experience.
Yeah.
They walk out onto the field.
Yeah,
It's
they gave
awesome.
a bunch of those at the draft last year.
So I would always hit the button. I would always hit the button when we walked out, and we would always act like we were getting pumped up. And it was just like pregame.
Yeah.
There was no one in the stands. It was fun. That was one of our deals. Me and Jordy used to play a little ball tossing event too, League of Football. We played a little game.
Yeah.
Used to whip his ass in it.
Yeah, we played crossbar challenge.
Okay.
Me and the
Like that.
quarterbacks. And the quarterback coach, whoever it was.
Ours was like 10 yards away, and you get the ball, and you have to roll it.
Yeah.
And you try to get it to stop on the line.
Yeah.
Kind of like paper football, you get it like
Yeah.
hanging over the edge, but this is like stop on the line. It was a fun
Okay, I
game.
got a text. Y'all are
Let's
supposed
go.
to say woo. Okay, hashtag OTB Mailbag. If Jacob Hester and CT Tamburello met in the A gap, who's coming out?
I don't know who that is.
He's from the challenge.
Oh, me.
Yeah. I got
Oh,
you.
CT
challenge?
from MTV.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Look, I like CT's character and all. He was funny and
Search for this guy.
dude. There's
was
not
on
a
the
person
Traitors, I
on
think.
the challenge, including the Miz, that's going to meet me in the A gap. Nah, ain't happening.
He was on the Traders.
I mean, they might
Nobody
beat
wants
you
to
there,
see me
yeah.
in the
Yeah.
A gap.
I think he won the Traders.
Probably.
You got this guy.
Yeah.
He would wear like a Peaky Blinders hat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know you're talking about. I remember CT.
Him and Trishelle. They teamed up together because they were both from the
I hadn't thought
challenge.
about Trishelle from
what?
MTV in forever.
What show are we talking about?
Well, he was originally. Was he Road Rules or
Challenge.
Real World?
I think it's Real World because Real World was the chat. Like, wasn't people from the Real World on the challenge?
maybe you got to be on one or the other.
So I think he was on Real World and
Isn't
then
that
went
how
to
Theo
challenge.
got started? He was on Road Rules. Theo
Something
Vaughn?
like that. Yeah.
Was he on Real World? Either way, that's where he's from. He's from that universe.
Yeah. And then recently he was on The Traders, which is a show that I'm obsessed with.
Who was?
CT
CT.
and Trishelle, who was
And
also
Trishelle.
on the challenge.
Trishelle. That is a deep, deep cut.
Trishelle.
Yep.
I got it.
While you look it up, I'm going to tell the fine
I'm not
people
gonna look it
about Rouse's and Rouse's.com. Go to the website today, find the location that is nearest you. Once you find that location, check out the weekly ads at your store. Also, once you go into your store, know it's going to be set up for your success. They're going to have the breakfast bar, the lunch bar, the sushi bar, pre-made meals, pre-made sides, all that's right there. They have local as well, which we always love to talk about. So many different local products, including if you're trying to get hydrated, that sounds fun. They got My High at your local Rouse's. So go to the website today, find your location. Crawfish. Like if you're not having a crawfish boil maybe in the middle of the week, that's okay. Like they're going to have bags of crawfish, potatoes, corn, the whole deal for maybe a quick lunch. So you get your crawfish fix. They got that at Rouse's and Rouse's.com.
Dude, it's such a good thing that Jordan Tyson probably is not going to go to the 49ers.
Why?
Because he has injury history, and, they got the power plant across the street.
Oh, that's a good one.
Thank you. I came up with it by myself.
That was awesome. Thank God. He'd never see the field.
Laundry, don't stoop to his level.
He'd pull 3 hammies first day.
Immediately. In practice.
Maybe.
3 hammies?
3 hammies. Probably just watching film with all
Where's
that.
the third one coming from?
You
Same
never
day.
know.
A re-injury.
Re-injury.
Nookie's free. I got live chat on. I hadn't seen it. Did
I'm
Nookie ask a
good.
question? I'm not asking an Elvis question in front of Flynn, so he can give him low-hanging fruit. No thanks.
I mean, he just stole his entire act.
Sure, bud. More like perfected.
Yeah. Nookie asked one. Why isn't Elvis in the Rock and Roll Hall of
Hey,
Fame?
dumb ace. That's the one I was talking about not asking, because then I would give Flynn.
I don't know.
Probably,
How many questions are in here?
probably 'cause he's not rock and roll.
I thought he was in there.
Well, that's not any sort of
That's kinda
qualifier
weird.
because there's
Yeah.
a lot
Yeah,
of
why is
non-rock
he-
and roll people
Why
in
is he
there.
not in there?
That's true.
Well, there's
I
a lot of
saw-
non-rock and roll people
Yeah.
that are in the Hall of Fame.
When we went.
That's one I wasn't going to ask, because then this guy gets.
Hey, but look, he's not in there for real?
I have no idea.
I feel like that's weird. I feel like that's not true.
Daniel Basham said, "Damn, Flynn and Alondra just trading laughs."
This says he is, and I went to the one. I thought he was in there too. This says Elvis
I've
got
been
inducted.
once.
This says Elvis got inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 1986.
Oh, come on, Nook.
Yeah, I mean, what are we doing?
I went once when we played the Cleveland Browns, the
Not the
mistake
fake
by the
news.
lake.
Because I had always
He's just
heard
trolling.
there was only 2 artists that were in the Rock and Roll and Country Music Hall of Fame. It was Elvis and Johnny Cash. That's what I had always heard. Now that's since been changed. Because isn't like Dolly in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame
I would
now?
assume.
Who would really know, though? Because you got to go to Cleveland to go there.
The
And who
only
wants to
reason
go to
I went,
Cleveland?
he did, because
I
he
like-
went
I
to
flew in
Sandusky.
I flew
his
into
bachelor
Cleveland.
party.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
that's where
flew
we
into
went.
Oh,
Cleveland.
that's right.
Sandusky, Ohio, right?
Cleveland, yeah,
Sandusky?
Cleveland was the closest airport.
I have a good question for Matt, but we can do it when we
On the
come-
other side?
Yeah.
Oh, on the other side.
We'll hit it on the other side when we come back here, OTB.
Off the bench.
All right, go to getgordon.com, Gordon McKernan Injury Attorneys. So many different ways to interact with the team over there at Gordon McKernan Injury Attorneys. If you want to have a chat right there on the website, you go to getgordon.com. If you want to pick up the phone and give them a call, it's your area code in Louisiana, no matter where you're at, followed by 888-8888. If you want to see what they've got going on in the local communities, like they got stuff going on right now, you always go to social media. At Get Gordon's always going to be the handle there. So no matter Facebook, X, Instagram, always something going on, always helping the state of Louisiana. Go to getgordon.com.
That's right. Go to getgordon.com, 888-8888. If you or a loved one has been injured, suffered an injury due to somebody else's negligence, you need a personal injury attorney who is experienced, compassionate, and relentless when they go and fight for you. Get exactly what you deserve. Gordon McKernan Injury Attorneys have spent decades fighting for people all across Louisiana to get exactly what they deserve. 888-8888. GetGordon.com.
Off the bench with Jacob Hester and Matt Flynn. Presented by Community Steel.
All right, welcome back in OTB. Here live from the Raising Cane studio. Our Tuesday show is brought to you by Community Steel. Go check them out online, communitysteelco.com. All right, Alondra, you said you had a question for Matthew.
Yeah, I actually don't know if you'll have an answer to this, but maybe you'll have like some sort of insight. Hashtag Ask Flynn. Got my son signed up for the Manning Passing Academy in June. What can he expect? He's a sophomore quarterback starting for his JV team. Now, I don't know if you'll know about the Manning Passing Academy specifically, but maybe you have some words of wisdom you can impart. I don't even know if that's the right way to say that.
I never attended the Manning Passing Academy. Not because I didn't want to, just at the time it was, I think one guy from each school each year went to the Manning Passing Academy. And my year, it was early. Doucette went, I think. I can't remember.
Okay.
I think Early did go.
Yeah, I think Early did go.
Yeah.
It's a little bit different now.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
it's like they try to get all the
All the
quarterbacks they
LSU
can,
guys.
right? And
Yeah,
a lot of
we
the
go
LSU
too.
guys and receivers.
I went. Remember, I got mistaken for Wes Welker by Eddie George.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
I still
I-
love that story.
I don't know exactly how much of a teaching academy the camp is, but I remember
good.
Like I remember going to as many camps as I could. Now there wasn't quite as many back in the day. It was like I'd go to a group in Texas. I'd go to the Baylor camp, the A&M camp, the Longhorn camp. I'd go to all the college camps because those were really the only camps that there was. So
Yeah.
I'm always for soaking in as much information as you can. There's always going to be, even if you don't love everything somebody's teaching, there's always bits and pieces you can pull from it that are positive. You take things that you think correlate to your game, and there's some things that you just might think are wrong. But you just got to go and figure that out yourself. And you only do that with experience. So I say, heck yeah, go do it.
Great
And
answer.
you get to see the best in the country go and throw and entertain you.
Yeah, I thought it was a good camp, good instruction. A lot of really good former players are there to coach the kids as well, not just quarterback, but running back, receiver, like the whole deal. I think it's great. Thibodeau does whatever it has to do, like to help out the camp, So it's like you're in Thibodeau there. You're there for the Manning Passing Academy, which I think is kind of cool as well. So, yeah, I would fully endorse it.
You just don't know who's going to be the teacher, say the right thing that resonates with you.
True.
To learn.
All right, hour number 3, Nick Underhill, when we come back.
Off the bench.
All right, go check out our friends at palagroup.com. That's PALA group.com. And Pala obviously been in the area here since the 1970s. And they are one of the largest here on the Gulf Coast. And they've done so many big projects here in the area. And the thing that we always tell you about, they are 100% employee owned. And Matthew's going to tell you they are looking to add to the team. Again, check them out online at palagroup.com. That's PALAgroup.com.
Yeah, Pala Group. And they are friends over at Pala. Fantastic. Come and do things the right way. Best in the business. And they are absolutely rolling right now with major capital projects across the Gulf Coast, across the Midwest. And they are hiring experienced operators, welders, pipe fitters, ironworkers, project managers, estimators, planners, QC professionals, you name it. In the industrial world, they are looking for the best and to add to their team. Pala is employee-owned, offers competitive pay and real opportunity for long-term growth. So visit PALAgroup.com.